The hip-hop world is reeling tonight because after decades of ups, downs, and public chaos, Tiny has finally done the unthinkable. She's slammed T.I. with divorce papers. Yes, you heard that right. After years of speculation, rumors, and emotional meltdowns, Tiny has decided enough is enough. And the shocking details of this split are already leaking across the internet. According to insiders, the papers were served in complete secrecy. No warning, no conversation. Just a knock at the door and a process server handing T.I. the official documents. Sources claim T.I. was blindsided, left speechless as he realized that the woman who stood by him through scandals, arrests, and endless drama had finally reached her breaking point. But here's where the story takes a jaw-dropping turn. The paperwork allegedly cites not just irreconcilable differences, but explosive claims of betrayal, lies, and years of emotional damage. Tiny reportedly included statements about T.I.'s alleged late-night disappearances, his rumored affairs, and even his outbursts during family disputes. Fans are calling it the end of an era, the fall of one of hip-hop's most infamous couples. Social media is in shambles. Twitter exploded with hashtags like #TinyDivorcesT and #EndOfHarrisEmpire, with fans split down the middle. Some are celebrating Tiny for finally standing up for herself, while others are mourning the collapse of a relationship they thought could survive anything. And just when. You think this couldn't get messier? Insiders claim Tiny is preparing a bombshell sit-down interview where she plans to tell her side of the story unfiltered, uncut, and raw. If that interview drops, it could rewrite everything fans thought they knew about the Harris household. The question now isn't just why Tiny filed for divorce, but what else is about to be exposed. Because if history has shown us anything, it's that nothing in the Harris empire stays buried for long. The bomb has officially dropped, and hip-hop fans can hardly process what just happened. Tiny, the woman who's been riding shotgun with T.I. through the chaos of fame, fortune, and family, has finally slammed him with divorce papers. Not rumors, not whispers, not blog speculation. This time, it's official. And the way it went down has everyone from Atlanta to Hollywood clutching their pearls. It all started on a quiet weekday morning. T.I., fresh from a studio session that reportedly went until 4 a.m., was at home when the doorbell rang, expecting a delivery or a casual visitor. He opened the door only to find a process server standing there with a manila envelope in hand. The papers were served cold, no warning, no courtesy heads-up. Witnesses say T.I.'s face dropped as he realized what was happening. This wasn't business. This wasn't music. This was personal. This was Tiny officially saying, "I'm done." The divorce petition itself, insiders claim, is loaded with allegations. Not just the standard irreconcilable differences, Tiny reportedly detailed years of betrayal, disrespect, and emotional exhaustion. One shocking section allegedly cites T.I.'s late-night disappearances, claiming that while the world thought he was grinding in the studio or networking with industry elites, he was actually fueling suspicions of secret affairs. In another part, Tiny reportedly referenced multiple incidents of heated arguments behind closed doors, arguments that never made it to the shave cameras but scarred the family deeply. Fans had seen cracks in their relationship before, especially during their reality TV run. But this was different. This was final. This was irreversible. And while Tiny remained publicly silent, social media spoke for her. Within hours, hashtags like #TinyLeavesT and #EndOfAnEra began trending. Twitter was a battlefield of opinions. One camp hailed Tiny as a queen finally freeing herself from the chains of a toxic cycle. She stayed longer than most of us would have. Tiny deserves peace. Another camp mourned the collapse of what they saw as hip-hop's Bonnie and Clyde. If Tiny and Tip can't make it, love really is dead. But if fans were emotional, insiders say T.I. was completely unhinged. Sources close to the Harris family claim he went into full meltdown mode as soon as the papers were in his hands. He allegedly stormed around the house shouting, "After everything I've built." After everything we've survived, this is how she does me. He reportedly smashed a glass, pacing back and forth, while family members tried to calm him down. One insider described the scene as the most vulnerable anyone has ever seen. T.I., a man so used to being in control, suddenly realizing he's lost the one thing he can't buy back, his marriage. And then came the whispers that made this story even juicier. According to leaked texts from someone close to Tiny, she had been planning this move for months. Allegedly, she'd consulted attorneys quietly, building her case step by step while putting on a calm public front. Her reasoning? She wanted to be airtight. She wanted no loopholes, no last-minute manipulations. This wasn't a heat-of-the-moment decision. This was strategic. Tiny, at 55, had decided her next chapter didn't include T.I., but what pushed her over the edge. Insiders say it wasn't just about infidelity rumors. It was about years of broken promises, years of putting her feelings second, and years of watching her family dynamic crumble under the weight of fame. In one alleged conversation leaked online, Tiny reportedly told a friend, "He'll never change. I've waited too long and I won't waste another day." That single line, once it hit Instagram blogs, became a rallying cry for fans cheering her on. And then Mama Harris, Tiny's own mother, stepped into the spotlight. In a leaked voicemail circulating online, she can allegedly be heard saying, "I told her, baby, you're stronger than this. Don't let no man drag you down just because the world is watching." The clip went viral within hours, and fans immediately declared Mama Harris a hero for supporting her daughter in such a public, messy split. Meanwhile, T.I.'s camp tried to contain the fallout. His reps put out a statement saying the rapper was blindsided and focused on his family during this difficult time, but the damage was already done. Fans flooded his comments with messages ranging from "We stand with Tiny" to "Handle your business." Tip: don't let this end ugly. But here's where the story gets truly explosive. Insiders say T.I. is already preparing a counterattack. He's allegedly been digging up his own receipts, planning to expose the real truth behind Tiny's decision. According to one source, he's been telling friends if she wants to play dirty, "I'll show the world who she really is." And if those receipts ever see daylight, this divorce won't just be a family matter, it'll be an all-out war. For now, the Harris empire is crumbling. The couple that fans thought would ride or die until the end has officially split. And both sides are gearing up for what looks like the ugliest showdown in hip-hop relationship history. Tiny has slammed the door shut with divorce papers, and T.I. is pacing on the other side, furious, broken, and plotting his next move. But here's the cliffhanger. Multiple outlets are reporting that Tiny is already in talks to sit down for a tell-all interview. If she goes on record unfiltered and exposes everything she wrote in those papers, it won't just shake T.I., it'll shake the entire industry. The question is no longer why Tiny left. The question is, what secrets is she ready to expose? And this is where the Harris family saga turns from private heartbreak to a public war zone. Because once the divorce papers were served, the leaks began. And what they revealed made it clear. This wasn't just a marriage ending. This was an empire collapsing in real time, within days of the news breaking. Social media erupted with so-called insider leaks. First came the alleged voice notes recordings said to be Tiny, venting to a close friend about her breaking point. In one, she allegedly said, "I kept forgiving him. I kept hoping he'd grow up, but he never did. You can't build forever with someone who still acts temporary." The audio spread like wildfire across TikTok, with creators lip-syncing every word as if they were acting in a soap opera. Fans were hooked, replaying it again and again. But then came the real bombshell. Leaked text messages supposedly between T.I. and another woman. Screenshots showed late-night meets, hotel room numbers, and a chilling line where T.I. allegedly wrote, "Tiny won't ever know. Don't worry." Whether real or not, the texts ignited Twitter into chaos. Hashtags like #TipExposed and #Tiny knew it all trended within hours. Fans were split between sympathy for Tiny and disbelief that T.I. could be this reckless after so many second chances. Tiny, for her part, kept her silence. Until she didn't. She took to Instagram with a cryptic but powerful message. Sometimes peace costs everything you thought you wanted. Just 12 words, but the impact was seismic. Within minutes, the post had over 100,000 comments, ranging from support to speculation. Some praised her for finally taking control of her happiness. Others demanded she go live and spill the entire truth. Meanwhile, insiders say I wasn't just upset, he was enraged. Behind closed doors, he reportedly screamed, "She's not gonna paint me as the villain. I'll burn this whole thing down before I let her ruin me." Those words, whispered by someone close to him, painted a picture of a man ready to go to war, not just with his estranged wife, but with the narrative being shaped online. And that's when Mama Harris returned to the center of the story. Sources claim she sat down with Tiny, urging her to stay strong and not back down. In another leaked voicemail that made its way to gossip blogs, Mama Harris can be heard saying, "Don't let him scare you. Don't let him gaslight you. You've carried this family long enough. It's your turn now." Fans rallied behind her, declaring Mama Harris the true backbone of this family. But things took a darker turn when rumors surfaced that producers from a major network reached out to Tiny with an offer for a tell-all special. Imagine it, a primetime sit-down where she lays out everything: the late nights, the secrets, the betrayal. Insiders say Tiny is seriously considering it, and that her lawyers are already reviewing contracts. If that interview happens, it won't just embarrass T.I., it could obliterate what's left of his reputation. Meanwhile, T.I. tried to push back in his own way. He went live on Instagram, pacing around a dimly lit room, venting to his fans. His words were raw, emotional, and laced with rage. "Don't believe everything y'all see. Don't let the internet tell you who I am. I've made mistakes, sure, but I ain't no monster. And if she wanna drag me, I promise y'all, got my own truth to tell." The live drew tens of thousands of viewers, but it also backfired. Fans flooded the comments with demands for proof, saying things like, "Show us the receipts," "tip," and "stop talking in circles." Then, as if the universe was piling on, another leak hit. This time, a video allegedly showing T.I. at a private after-party, dancing closely with a woman who was definitely not Tiny. The clip was grainy, but fans didn't care. The damage was done. Twitter exploded with memes. Instagram blogs reposted the footage, and TikTok creators remixed it into dramatic soap opera edits. For Tiny, this was the nail in the coffin. She reportedly told her inner circle, "See, this is why I left. I don't need to defend myself when the truth is right there." That statement, once leaked, became a rallying cry for her supporters, who plastered it across social media like a badge of honor. But here's where the tension turns into a full-blown cliffhanger. Insiders claim T.I. isn't done. He's allegedly gathering his own receipts, files, screenshots, and stories that he swears will expose Tiny in ways nobody's expecting. Some sources say he's been telling friends, "If she thinks I'm the only one with dirt, she's wrong. I'll bring everything to the light." The Harris divorce has officially turned into a war of receipts. On one side, Tiny, finally free and ready to speak her truth. On the other, T.I., furious, defiant, and promising revenge. And in the middle, a family torn apart, with fans watching every move like it's the biggest reality show of the decade. The question now, who will strike first? Will Tiny drop the interview that could destroy T.I.'s legacy? Or will T.I. unleash his own arsenal of secrets that flips the narrative completely? Either way, the end of this love story isn't quiet. It's loud, messy, and explosive, just like the Harris empire always has been. By the time part 2 left fans reeling. The war between Tiny and T.I. was already boiling over, but nothing could have prepared anyone for the nuclear-level fallout that part 3 would bring. Because when Tiny's tell-all finally aired, the truth wasn't just messy. It was catastrophic. The interview was broadcast on a major network and streamed live online, pulling in millions of viewers. Tiny sat across from the host, dressed in all black, her face calm but her words cutting like knives. She started by addressing the years of loyalty fans thought they had seen. "I stood by him when nobody else would. I raised our family. I fought for us. But at some point, fighting turns into surviving. And I refused to just survive anymore." She then dropped one revelation after another. Tiny spoke about nights alone, about rumors that turned out to be truths, about public humiliation and private heartbreak. One line that left the audience stunned. "Tip always told me he was protecting our empire. But the truth is, he was protecting his ego." The crowd gasped and Twitter erupted in real time. Hashtags like #TinySpeaks and #T dragged shot to the top of trending lists within minutes. But the real bombshell came when Tiny revealed alleged financial betrayals. She claimed that during the height of their empire, T.I. made secret investments and never told her where the money was going. "We weren't just partners in love. We were partners in business. But I found out I was never really a partner. I was just a placeholder." That revelation sent shockwaves through the industry. Suddenly, it wasn't just about love and betrayal. It was about money, power, and control. And then came the receipts. Tiny, with her lawyers by her side, revealed emails, contracts, and even voicemails allegedly proving T.I. had gone behind her back in major business decisions. Fans sat in silence as audio played of a voice sounding like T.I. saying, "She don't need to know about this deal. Just keep it between us." Whether authentic or not, the clip spread like wildfire online, leaving fans demanding answers. T.I., of course, didn't stay quiet. Hours after the interview aired, he went live again, this time angrier than ever. His voice was fiery, his tone defensive, his words fast and sharp. "Don't let her fool y'all. I built everything we got. Don't let no edited clips tell the story. I got my own truth, and when I drop it, the whole game gonna see who really been lying." The live pulled in hundreds of thousands of viewers. But instead of sympathy, many fans flooded the comments with Tiny's new quotes, turning his rant into a meme war. And that's when T.I. made his move. He allegedly leaked his own files, screenshots of text conversations that he claimed showed Tiny reaching out to other men during their marriage. One message in particular went viral. "I can't talk long. I miss the peace you give me." Fans immediately started debating whether the messages were real. But the damage was already done. For every fan defending Tiny, another was siding with T.I., saying the drama wasn't one-sided after all. The Harris divorce had now escalated into a war of scorched earth tactics, with both sides slinging mud that threatened to bury not only their relationship, but their legacies. And the internet ate it up. TikTok edits turned the saga into a full-blown soap opera. Instagram pages posted side-by-side timelines of alleged affairs, betrayals, and money scandals. Twitter users argued late into the night, with some declaring Tiny won the war, while others swore, "I ain't going down alone." Meanwhile, their children became unwilling spectators to the chaos. Insiders revealed that King Harris, already no stranger to headlines, allegedly confronted his father, saying, "Dad, this isn't how you fix things. You're making it worse." That emotional detail leaked onto fan blogs and added another heartbreaking layer. The kids caught in the middle of a war. They never asked for . And then came the industry reactions. Big names chimed in, rappers, reality stars, even Hollywood actors. Some rallied behind Tiny, praising her strength. Others sided with T.I., calling the divorce circus messy but predictable. One fellow rapper tweeted, "This is why you don't put your whole marriage on TV. The cameras might turn off." But the drama never does. The climax of the saga hit when Mama Harris made a final, tear-filled appearance on Live. Through sobs, she said, "I told Tiny she's strong enough to walk away. But watching my family tear each other apart like this, it breaks me." Fans flooded her comments with prayers, turning Mama Harris into the emotional center of the story. The matriarch watching an empire's collapse. And just when it seemed like the dust might settle, another rumor surfaced that Tiny is already working on a book deal. Yes, insiders claim she's preparing to write her memoir, a tell-all that would chronicle not just her marriage, but the entire history of her life with T. The music industry and the secrets fans never saw on screen. If that's true, this story is far from over. It's only evolving into its next chapter. The cliffhanger couldn't be louder. Tiny has her freedom. T.I. is raging, the family is fractured, and the industry is watching like it's the biggest reality TV finale of the decade. Divorce papers were only the beginning. What comes next could define hip-hop gossip for years to come.